What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Tyler. I'm the owner of Fast Break Digital Media. I run a agency helping home service contractors grow their business through SEO, paid ads, sales processes, and systems. So if you want to know more about that and you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and follow the channel, like and subscribe, please, and we will jump into the video. So today I'm going to talk about why contractors lose more money running their own ads than paying somebody else to do so. And there's a big debate right now around should you hire an agency? There's a lot out there that teaches contractors how to run their own ads. And I want to say that yes, contractors can run their own ads. It is not a difficult thing to set up ads, to understand the basics of it. But I want to talk about a little bit why I think you're losing more money by trying to do it on your own than paying somebody else to do it for you. First, I want to jump in and say I don't think contractors should hire an agency because agencies are necessarily smarter than them. I think contractors shouldn't run their own ads because they're usually the most expensive employee in their own company. So imagine being the best. Imagine paying your best salesperson $150 an hour to organize the supply closet. That's essentially what's happening when a business owner spends half of their day inside Facebook Ads Manager. And so today I'm going to show you why doing your own marketing is often costing you more than the agency fee that you're scared of spending or don't want to spend could ever cost you. All right, so here's the big lie that you've been led to believe by these people that are like, hey, do it yourself, pay me, and I'll teach you how to do it yourself. You can honestly learn it on YouTube for free. It's not hard, again, to set up ads. The hard part is managing ads. I'll talk about that here in a second. But the big lie has been told that doing it yourself saves paying an agency. And the reality is that doing it yourself actually has hidden costs attached to it. Now, you might think saving money up front by not paying an agency is a great idea and great theory, and it is in theory, but in execution, when you look at the hidden costs associated with doing it yourself, you're going to end up spending more money doing it yourself and more time doing it yourself. Okay, so that's the big lie. Most owners only calculate the agency fee, and they never calculate lost sales, lost estimates, lost referrals, lost hiring, lost operational income, things that actually move the needle and generate revenue for your business. You're missing out on a lot of those things because you're spending time doing these things yourself that are not necessarily moving the needle in terms of revenue generating. Okay, so let's look at what I like to call the $100,000 task problem. And I have three columns here. Okay, the first column is our $20 hour tasks. Our second column is our $100 an hour task, and our third column is our $1,000 an hour task. So in our $20 an hour cost, we have things like posting on Facebook, editing ads, learning marketing, the accounting, field labor, things that are necessary in business, but they're not revenue generating, if that makes sense. Your $100 an hour tasks are things like project management, if you're the foreman in the field, training your team, doing things that you can actually hire somebody to do, pay them more, but these are things, again, that are not revenue generating tasks. And then you have your $1,000 hour tasks, which are your revenue generating tasks. These are things like closing jobs, building partnerships, recruiting A players, strategic decisions. And what's happening right now is most contractors spend their time doing the $20 an hour tasks. Okay. And they neglect doing the $1,000 an hour tasks because they don't have time because they're doing everything else. And so your business doesn't grow because you learned how to duplicate ad sets, or you learned how to do payroll, or you learned how to install a patio, right? Like, your business grows because you close more deals and build better systems. This is business growth here. And most people never get to this spot fully or maximize this spot because they're doing everything else. So let's dive into why most DIY ads fail. Okay, and this is a very big part of this talk is you could set up ads. I told you it's easy to set them up. Ads will fail if you don't have this locked in. So I'm going to take through a funnel of a typical ad cycle here. So somebody sees an ad, they come in as traffic, they fill out a form or go to a landing page, they become a lead, there's an appointment, there's an estimate, and there's a sale. Pretty basic, right? Well, here's the problem is most contractors think that, oh, ads didn't work. When in reality, we have to understand which part failed. Was it the offer? Was it the creative? Was it the form or the landing page? Was it the discovery process, the qualification? Was it the follow-up? Was it the speed to lead? Was it the sales process? It could have been any of these things. Ads are just one piece of the puzzle. So most contractors aren't running ads. They're operating an entire marketing system without actually realizing it, and they think they're just running ads. Okay, and this is where most people fail. Okay, and the next part is you know too much about your business. Okay, you know too much about your industry. Customers don't, and so when we put out ads, most contractors are going to put out. We've been serving the community since 1998. We're licensed and insured. We've done 150 plus jobs, whatever that is. And what happens is customers are thinking, can I trust you? How much? When can you start? Can you solve my problem? Can you give me a solution? And owners market from experience and customers buy from emotion. And so we have to change how we market things. And you can't really do that on your own if you don't have the knowledge on how to do it. Okay. And let me take you to the next part. Here's the pipeline trap. And this is typically what I see with a lot of DIY contractors that are doing their ads. Okay. And so I want you to take this through me. Is what happens usually is when people run ads, they become busy with work. Then they stop their marketing, and then their pipeline dies. And then they start to panic. They don't have any money. They turn back on the ads, and they become busy again. And it's a whole cycle that always starts, and we get into this cycle of panic and feast and famine. And most contractors market when they're slow, and the best contractors market when they're busy. They don't turn ads off. They just continue to test to find winners. And so the best time to generate leads is before you actually need them. So what's the real cost of doing it yourself? Here's a scenario. As an owner thinks they're going to save $2,000 a month in agency fees. That feels smart to them. I'm going to save $2,000. I could do it on my own. I don't have to pay an agency. But what happens is they miss 2 roofing jobs, or they miss a remodel, or they miss 1 HVAC install because they were doing these other things and they weren't focusing on revenue generating activities. So they end up missing stuff. Stuff falls through the crack, whether that's in the intake process, or in the discovery process, or in the sales process. They lose jobs because they're not focused on actually generating money. And what happens is those jobs are often worth $20,000 to $80,000. Okay, think about a patio install. Think about a pool. $100,000 jobs. You miss one of those, you have now lost out on $20,000 minimum, up towards of 6 figures. But you felt smart because you saved $2,000 not paying an agency, when that agency puts the systems in place so that you don't have to think about those things and you can actually focus on revenue generating activities. So now does $2,000 paying an agency feel smart to you because you lost this? Or because I paid $2,000 a month to an agency, I was able to land an extra $20,000, $80,000, $100,000 job? That $2,000 starts to feel a little small at that point. Okay, so the question isn't, can I save $2,000? The question should be, what opportunities am I missing while I'm trying to save $2,000? And there's a lot of them out there. So common objections that I see when I'm talking to contractors about this is things like, I've hired an agency before and they sucked. And my response is always, that's a bad agency problem. It's not a marketing problem. That has nothing to do with ads. That has to do with the agency that you were working with. Right? And another one is like, nobody knows my business like I do, so I'm not going to trust somebody else to market it. And my response is, yeah, nobody knows your business like you do. And that's why you should run your business while somebody else that's actually specialized in marketing can market it out to people so that you can continue to grow, because nobody knows your business like you do. So you should actually be focusing on the things that actually grow your business because they can't do it like you. Okay. And another one is, I can learn it. And my response is always, yeah, you can learn it. You can also learn accounting, plumbing, recruiting, legal. The question is whether that's the highest use of your time. Are you actually generating revenue, right? Or are you missing out on opportunities because you wanted to do it yourself and you wanted to learn it? And I think one of the most important things in business is that we learn how to leverage people and we learn how to delegate. And something I heard from my friend Cam Wheeler recently, he runs a podcast called The 1% Podcast. You guys should definitely check it out. But He was talking about when we're grown up, we're not wired to delegate. In school, if you have math homework and you pay somebody $5 to do your math homework, that's considered cheating. But in the real world with business, if I have something I need to get done and I pay somebody $20 an hour to do that for me, it's called delegating. It's smart, right? And so we have to wire our brains as business owners to think like business owners and not think like operators. Okay, and that was Super Smart by Cam, something that sticks with me to this day. So I'm not saying that contractors can't run their own ads. I'm saying that every hour you spend becoming a part-time marketer is another hour you're not becoming a better business owner, right? And the businesses that scale the fastest are not the ones that do everything themselves. They're the ones that know exactly what not to do themselves. Okay, those business owners know how to delegate. They know how to outsource. They know how to manage money effectively so that they can buy their time back, so they can actually focus on the things that help them grow their business. And a lot of people that I see stay stuck at $500,000, $1 million, compared to the people that I see at $3 million, $5 million, $10 million, is that exactly as the people at the lower ends of the range get capped because they're trying to do everything. They're trying to learn everything. They're trying to save money. When the people at the higher ends of those revenue spectrums know how to delegate, they know how to maximize opportunity, and they know how to leverage people so that they can go out and actually make more money. So hope this helps you guys. Take it into your business, use it. Ask me if you guys have any questions. Again, like, subscribe if you guys like this video. If you want to learn more or see more on how we help contractors grow, go ahead and check out the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.